Casey, how's it going?
It's going great, man. How are you?
Good, thank you. And welcome to Dances with Films.
Thank you.
Is it your first time here?
Yeah, first time in LA ever. So
First time in LA?
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank
and
you.
what's your impression of LA?
Traffic is really something, but the food is great. So.
Okay. And so you're bringing us this movie, Driven, that you
Yes.
actually co-wrote as well?
Well, I wrote the screenplay.
You wrote the screenplay, okay.
The concept of doing a story from inside of a car was Glenn's, and then the story and the script are mine. So.
And how is that process, creative process with Glenn?
There's a lot of bloodshed and fighting. No, I think for this one, we both kind of had a different idea of what tone we wanted the story to be, and I think we both wrote like 10 sample pages and read them both, and one of us won, and it was me. So
I'm always curious about the bouncing off ideas each other, kind of thing. So, talk a bit about this is horror comedy. Is that what I understand?
Yeah, sort of a comedy thriller. I would say more comedy than horror, but there are scary elements. So.
And what was your research into playing this cab driver, Emerson?
Well, I mean, I've been a broke comedian before, so like that was very true to life. But
I thought you shadowed a driver, no?
No, I looked into the process and I talked to some friends that do the whole rideshare thing.
Okay.
Now I've been a handler for important visitors from out of town a few times, so I have actually been in charge of driving people, but they were all a lot easier to get along with than the Roger character is initially in Driven. So.
Yes, I read the synopsis. It takes a turn for the weird.
Right. Yes.
So, talk about the joys and the challenges of making an indie film like this one, since we're in an event celebrating independent films.
Absolutely. So the joys are that you are mainly only answerable to yourself and your creative partners. There's not going to be any interference because what's going to test well with this audience or this one, things like that. You can really like stick to your own vision in that respect. You can handpick like the best people for each spot, and I feel that creates a very like close-knit community, especially in as small of a film pool as Mississippi is, which even it's growing a lot, but I do feel like we were definitely working with a lot of the best on this one for the area. The pitfalls are money. We need more money. Please send us money. We will make good movies with it, I promise. But that and you just there's some conveniences that you miss out on without it. Like, I mean, Richard, God love him, he's a superstar about like, I mean, he was a total champ about he didn't have a trailer. He didn't, I mean, I think he and I just shared sort of a storage room that we hung costumes up in and just kind of went in one after the other and everything.
He's a good sport.
Yeah, he's great, really and truly. Anyone who's watching this, if you're not casting Richard in your movie, you're making a mistake. And it was very, very cold while we were filming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mississippi cold.
Listen, we haven't had a cold snap since last time Richard was here. I think it's him. And he can't prove me wrong, so I don't know. I think he like brings ice in with him every time. We had maybe 2 days of filming out of 12, I think, 12 shoot days that were above freezing.
Cool.
And one night, the majority of our crew actually got iced into the cabin that they were staying in. And our two friends who live in Tupelo, Tyler and Marley, they texted us out of the blue. They were like, "Hey, do you guys need help on set?" We were like, "Yes." It was Richard's last day in town, so it was like if we didn't get the footage in the can, we were going to have to fly him back and try and schedule everyone else there again. So they really saved us that night, but the weather was a nightmare.
Now, I got to ask you this. You said you're a comedian and an actress, and of course you write screenplays, and so these multiple hats, which one's more fun to wear?
I just think they all feed a different need, basically. Which I don't typically do stand-up like the character in the movie. I do improvisation, and I feel like that it nourishes me in a very different way than writing does, and I can't get the same thing from each one, so I don't necessarily like one better than the other. If someone put me on the spot and was like, pick one to do for the rest of your life, I guess it would be acting, but I'd be sad about the other two being gone. So
So you recommend people out there to try multiple things if you can?
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And I will also say that that will make you a better writer or actor or whatever you happen to be doing. Like have a life outside of that, and it will help you improve.
You know what? I will make it my mission to check you out on your improv next time. I'm
That would be
kidding.
amazing. If you next time you visit Mississippi, it's west of
Yes.
Shake Rag or Stranger Are You Smiling, which is my duo team with Glenn, and they're both Tupelo based, but we do travel. So
I miss Waffle House and Cracker Barrels anyway, so I'm gonna come back again.
absolutely, yeah.